the Montessori Method. As time went by, Maria continued to try out new ideas at the children's house in order to the children to be free in their learning. She felt they needed to become more independent. She had noticed that they liked to get out the toys and book by themselves. She encouraged them to do this all the time, and she told them to put things away. The eagerness of the children to do things themselves led Maria to teach them many everyday tasks. They learned how to wash, dress, and eat by themselves. Soon, they were helping to prepare and serve the noon meal at school and were cleaning up the classroom. This exercise in practical life became an important part of Maria's teaching method. In April of 1907, a second children's house was opened, organized and run like the first one. Here, too, the children start unhappy and confused, but again, they soon change. As news of the school spread around Rome, visitors began to appear. They were all impressed. In those days, no one expected to see children so involved and happy, especially not children from poor families. That first year, Mother did not try to teach the children to read or write. She thought, as most people did then, that children were not ready for reading or writing until they were at class 6. However, the children want to learn, and their parents encouraged Maria to try. Many of the parents could not read or write themselves, and they saw how easily the children learned with Maria. Thus, she began to experiment with writing. She cut pieces of paper and sandpaper into the shape of large letters. The children felt the shapes, learned to copy them on paper, and practiced the sounds for each letter. Gradually, they learned to put the letters together and combine sounds. Then one day, some of the children were suddenly reading and writing whole words. The excitement and their excitement was extraordinary. They wanted to write all the time. They wrote everywhere, on the walls, the floor, and even on loaves of bread. For Christmas that year, 4 year old children wrote a thank you letter to the bankers who had started the schools. By this time, the children's houses were well known all over Italy. In 1908, another was opened in Milan and two more in Rome. Maria could not direct all these schools herself, so she began to train other teachers in her approach. Her theories and the experience of this year began to take a more definitive shapes, which she put into words in her book, The Montessori Method, published in 1909. This small book had an enormous influence on teachers and schools, not just in Italy, but in many other countries as well. Not everyone was ready to agree with her, of course, and even today, some of her ideas are considered too radical for most schools. Other aspects of her teaching, however, have become standard practice in school everywhere.